Hi, Nikki. You've mentioned over the last month or so that you feel like your team's going to start playing its best basketball in February. How confident do you feel right now that that's going to start tomorrow against Arkansas?
Well, we've had some really, really good practices. We've been linked up more from an offensive standpoint and definitely from a defensive standpoint. We just don't have any games underneath our belt for that, but just really been trying to stay safe and, really keep our kids, engaged in practice and, focus on the things that we, continue to have to get better at. And, so practices have been really energized. They've been really good. But again, just trying to keep them engaged, especially with not playing and seeing everybody else play.
If I can just ask a quick follow-up question, obviously some more time off probably from playing than you would have liked. Do you feel like it's been helpful? Do you think it's something that could potentially hurt your team? How do you feel about how things have been going?
Well, I think for us, I think it's been a little bit of both. I think it's been helpful, but also I think it's, been hurtful just because, young people want to play. But for us as coaches, you want to get in the gym as much as possible. But now it is, continuing to keep them engaged. The good thing about it is we have been able to get in the gym. We have not been, stopped by COVID. So it is just trying to give them, more days off, keep them fresh, keep them hungry, but just again, leading up to playing. So, tomorrow is our opportunity to play. And, hopefully we'll have a lot of carryover, from our practices, in our games.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Up next, we'll go to Ben Portnoy.
Hey, Nikki, just curious. We've talked a lot about Maya this year, but just in terms of, before you got here, how much did you know about Maya? Had you recruited her at all when she was coming out of high school? And just what kind of relationship, if at all, did y'all have?
I've known about Maya just because, being, from the area, you kind of know the top prospects. And that was, my job, obviously when I was at South Carolina, knew her trainer as well as some other players that, she had trained with. But she's always been someone that, that I've known because she played with a great AAU basketball program. I think her hard work has paid off. She's playing with a lot of confidence. Her numbers are better. I think across the board, we have some people's numbers that are better. I'd like to see us be a little bit more aggressive in getting to the free throw line, but just been really, really impressed with her coming into her own and just, leading our team and on and off the floor.
And just a quick follow-up to that. I mean, obviously Maya isn't necessarily the most vocal person by nature. How do you, I guess, what goes into maybe coaching that into someone? And I mean, it seems like she's taken a leadership role, but is there a way that you kind of go about balancing that and trying to push someone to be more vocal, but also kind of be themselves as well?
I think the biggest thing is allowing her to find her voice. When I got here, I said, you do it by example, but do people follow you, and she started building relationships with her teammates off the floor. So now they hear her voice a lot, and that's the biggest thing. Like you have to find your voice. And, whether it's in low shot clock situation or when the game's on the line, she's got to have a voice to where when she says, give me this ball, they know to get this ball to her. So I think it started with her finding her voice. And that's something that I had to make her aware of, hey, you got to find your voice, with this group.
Up next, we'll go to Robbie Falk.
Hey, Coach, your girls and the whole team has done a good job of staying out of COVID issues. Everybody seems to have gotten through, but y'all have been hit with some bad luck with these teams that have had to cancel games, and it's really hurt y'all's progression. It seems like you haven't been able to get on the court as often. And I know you can do a lot of stuff in practice, but there's really no simulation with games. How frustrating has that been that y'all have done the right things, but it just seems like y'all have had all these disruptions that hadn't allowed y'all to get some of that continuity during the season?
Like I said, I think it's been good and bad, for us as coaches, again, giving us an opportunity to practice, especially with us being new and just put in our system and all of that and them getting acclimated to it. But then again, for them, they want to play. But that part is, I'm just really glad that our kids are locked into that part of it as far as doing the right things. I credit our medical staff, they continue to make sure that we're doing the right things with our mask and all of that. So, the credit, it takes a village. It really does take a village for everybody to continue to stay safe. But for us, just trying to, continue to get better in practice, keep them fresh, keep them motivated, keep them hungry, all of those things without playing game, and just letting them know, hey, we have not been hit by COVID. It's just that we've been affected by it because other teams have had to cancel. That's not our fault. We know that we have to take each day as it comes and just kind of roll with it. And again, it's a little adversity. We just got to weather the storm and continue to handle it.
Also, Arkansas under Mike Neighbors has been a team that can really score the basketball. They can put up a lot of points, especially from the three-point line. What kind of challenges are you seeing from them specifically on the offensive side of the ball? They've had some big wins this year, basically on the back of Chelsea Dungy and some of their three-point shooters. What are some challenges you're seeing from them on film?
Well, I think that, the biggest thing you said, they can't score the ball, but they scored and they also give up points. So we have to be able to put the ball, in the basket. We can't let them score how they like to score consistently. So, for us, we're going to have to be able to match their energy and effort in transition. They shoot the three. Our ability to guard the ball and keep them off the free throw line is going to be, really critical for us. We got to be able to get this ball on the inside and be able to, go to work there. But again, just being able to match that effort and energy, because they play four perimeter players in a post. So we have to guard that stuff that we've been working on, all week, is guarding the ball better. So again, hopefully we'll see some carryover when we play them tomorrow.
We'll go back to Ben.
Kind of piggybacking off of Robbie's question, but obviously, against a team like Kentucky that shot the ball from three really well, I guess, is there anything you draw from a game like that profiles similar to Toledo, Arkansas? Is there anything you can take from that film or anything comparable in that sense in terms of what you've seen already this year?
I think I think they've seen a lot of different teams. I think, teams that have good post play, they've gone inside on them. Teams that run up and down have tried to run up and down with them. Kentucky ran up and down with them. They hit the three, extremely well. You got South Carolina, Georgia, Texas A&M. They pounded them, on the inside. So, for us, we got to do a little bit of both, but we definitely, we have to guard them. That's the biggest thing. We can't let them, get the amount of threes that they normally are getting. We can't let them get to the free throw line. We're going to have to guard. That's going to be really big for us. And, we're going to have to score with them.
And then a quick kind of unrelated question, but in terms of the Tennessee game, have you guys gotten any word in terms of whether that'll be made up or what's kind of the process with that?
Definitely. We're just waiting, just like everybody else. So that is a league decision, and, we'll know when we get the email.
All right, guys, if there's no other questions, that'll do it for today. Thank you all for coming out.
Thank you.